Hi everyone, my name is Saili and I'm one of the expert Toefl teachers here at E2 Language, and welcome to another methods video. In today's lesson, we are going to look at the Toefl independent speaking task, which is also the first task that you will see in the speaking section of the test, and it's called personal choice. Sometimes they also call it paired choice or just choice, but they're all referring to the first task, which is the independent speaking task. In today's video lesson, I'll describe the task to you. Then we'll look at a couple of sample questions. Then I'll show you a note-taking template to sort of make notes when you're preparing your answer. And then I'll show you a sample answer. Let's start off with the task description. So in this task, they'll give you a couple of options to choose from, and you'll be asked to choose a side of that argument and to explain why you chose that side. So you basically are asked to defend your position. You'll be given 15 seconds to prepare your answer, and then you'll have 45 seconds to speak. Let me show you a sample question to put this into perspective. All right, so here's a sample question. Some students study online, others prefer to study on campus. Which method of studying do you think is better for students and why? So this is typically what the question will look like. You will have to choose between two options. So here, on the one hand, we have the option of studying online, and on the other hand, we have the option of studying on campus. And they're basically asking us what our preference is, what would we choose? Now, this is one way of framing the question. They could frame the question in a slightly different way. So here's the other way they could ask you this question. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Studying online is better than studying on campus. Use details and examples to explain your opinion. As you can see, this is basically the same question, and they're asking you to choose between those same two options. It's just framed differently. And this is what they'll do on test day. They might ask you whether you agree or disagree, or they might ask you to choose between two sides. Either ways, your answer will be the same. And I'll show you how to prep for that answer. Here's a note-taking template for you to help you organize your ideas. The first thing that you need to do is state your opinion. That is the major part of the question. The examiner should be able to tell which side you agree with. Then you need to give them a reason as to why you chose this particular side. And you also should include a personal experience or give a personal example of why you made this choice. And basically that example should support reason number one. So reason number one followed by a relevant example. But that obviously is not enough because you will be expected to talk for 45 seconds. So make sure you include a second reason followed by a second example, and make sure that your reasons and examples are related to each other, and don't just try to cram in any example that's not relevant to the topic or the reason that you're giving. And conclude by restating your opinion. And I want you to copy this note-taking template. And then we're going to have a look at today's question and how we'll use this note-taking template to prep for it. All right, so here's our question once again. Some students study online, others prefer to study on campus. Which method of studying do you think is better for students and why? Remember, you'll only have 15 seconds to make notes, so I want you to start making notes now. All right, how did you go? It was pretty quick, yeah? I know. The first time you take notes, it might seem like the time's not enough, you don't have enough time to think. But believe me, when you keep practicing, this will get easier and you will have a lot more ideas. You will be able to take more efficient notes. We look at note-taking strategies in our live classes, so make sure you attend those to learn how to effectively take notes in the shortest amount of time. All right, here are my notes. So I think studying on campus is better. And the reason I'm giving for this is the interaction that I can have with my professor and the other students. And the example that I'm going to use is my own university experience. My second reason is going to be the overall university experience, which is obviously very different if you're studying on campus. And again, my example is going to be about my personal experience. And finally, I'll be restating my opinion, which is that studying on campus is definitely better than studying online. As you can see, I haven't really written out complete sentences. You sort of have to use abbreviations or use shorthand symbols instead of writing full words or full sentences. Because you only have 15 seconds, you will not be able to write down everything that you want to. So for that, you need to be able to write down at least a couple of words for the reasons, maybe just another couple of words for the example. So you shouldn't be trying to write down too much. At the most, you will be able to realistically be able to write about 7 to 10 words in 15 seconds. And if you use shorthand, maybe a little bit more than that. But yeah, the point is you don't need to write everything down. As you can see here, what I like to do is instead of writing ION, I just write like a small n at the top, like in superscript. And that sort of, to me, means that it's ION. So you can develop your own note-taking system, or you can come to one of our live classes where I share my techniques with you. All right, so once the 15 seconds are up, you will have 45 seconds to present your answer. And I'm going to present my answer, and that'll sort of be our sample answer. So here I go. More and more students are choosing to study online. However, in my opinion, studying on campus is better for students for two main reasons. The first reason is the interaction that you can have with your professor and your fellow students. When I was at university, I remember enjoying the thought-provoking conversations I had in class, which helped me develop a deeper understanding of concepts. The second reason is the student experience that can only be gained by experiencing life on campus. University is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it should not be a solitary one. In fact, I met some of my closest friends at university. Therefore, online education can't substitute the experience of studying on campus. Okay, how was that for a sample answer? I feel like I did a good job including reasons and examples. Like I included 2 reasons and 2 examples that were relevant to my reasons. And I also tried to include some uncommon language. So try and throw in some collocations and phrasal verbs in there. Also some cohesive devices. And in the next video, I'll tell you why this answer will get a top score.